John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing a head that a lot of people have requested over the years, and I've tried to get them for a while and just haven't been able to get them, but finally my buddy David Knecht donated a pack. And Dave, thank you so much. You've donated quite a few broadheads for me to test. I really appreciate it. But this is the SWAT Juggernaut Ti. And man, all kinds of cool things going on here, and I'll explain it in just a bit. But for this testing, I'm using my regimen for 2024. And for a detailed description of what that is and why I do what I do, please check out the video if you haven't already, called 2024 Broadhead Test Process. It was the first video I posted this year. That'll really help you understand all the testing I do so I can go much faster through the tests. And for all the shooting, I'm using my Elite Era sweet bow. And for the accuracy testing, I'm using my Killer Instinct SWAT X1 crossbow. Fun and awesome. I love that bow. And for all the arrows, I'm using Bishop arrows and bolts because they're just top tier. All right, let's zoom on in here and check out this Juggernaut Ti and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at this broadhead, and man, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay, this is going to be hard to get it all in. I'm probably going to forget a lot of it, but man, this is a pretty complex broadhead here and really intriguing. It's gotten a lot of good reviews over the years, and a lot of people have been asking me to test it, so I'm excited to finally do so. First of all, the materials. You've got a titanium ferrule here, and then you've got stainless steel blades, and the stainless steel blades are they say they're both 0.040 inches thick. I got this secondary blade at 0.040 inches thick, and this main blade here at 0.036 inches thick, just by my measurements. But you know, that's not that much of a difference. Okay, and then in terms of how it works, this is pretty complicated. Well, let me start again here with some of the outer things before I get into that. You got this conical tip that has these flutes, and they're really proud of these flutes. They say that increases the penetration by about 10% compared to if you didn't have those, because it just allows blood and tissue to kind of squeeze through those little fluted grooves there, if you will. And then it's got this extra ridge right here in the front as well as one in the back, just to open up the wound channel a bit wider so the arrow shaft can glide through more effectively, and again, just increase penetration. They're all about penetration with this broadhead. So those are some of the extra things they've done to increase the penetration. Now you notice it has this really stout O-ring there, so the blades are going to be held very securely in place by that O-ring, and that holds both blades in place. It holds these main blades in place as well as these secondary blades in place. And the way it works is upon impact, and again, it's a pretty low profile of blades in flight, but on impact, there's pressure put here, and you can see those blades start to open. They open up this O-ring, and these main blades fully deploy, and then these backup blades, once the blade has gone into the animal quite a bit, it's gone into the chest cavity beyond the hide, then these open up, and they have an extra cut. So let me show it to you in the open position. So here it is in the open position. And man, there's just a lot of blades going on here. Now this main blade has a cutting diameter of 1 5/8 inches, but it can be adjusted if you want. There's a setting inside there that you can get it down to be more swept and have a cutting diameter of 1 3/8 inches. And then this blade has a cutting diameter of 1.125 inches. So like 1 1/8 inches. And so that's just an extra cut. So the total cut here is 2.75 inches, 2 3/4 inches of cut. Man, that's a lot of cut, okay? So it's nice that you have that adjustable size cutting with this blade and then with this backup blade as well. And then, you know, like all the juggernauts, the blades are interchangeable within the ferrule. So you can look into that more if you're interested, but that's kind of cool that you can interchange different blades blades with different ferrules and really kind of make your own Franken broadhead, if you will. But even this, as it is really impressive. Now, you can also shoot it if you want with these blades. These blades are pretty sharp. I could feel it there. You could shoot it with the O-ring there and have these blades already in the open position. That's very little surface area to worry about, and it'd probably still fly good and give you a guaranteed cut in that dimension if you want, or you can just keep it as they're designed in the closed position. But these are not going to open. These secondary blades are not going to open on impact. They're not designed to. They're just an extra that's going to open up later on. It's pretty stout there. One of them opens really easily and the other one pretty stout. But again, that's by design, that it takes a bit to open those up. And I probably should have said this earlier, but the overall length of the broadhead from the end of it to the end of the arrow to the tip is 1.3 inches. So it's nice that you're getting so much cut in a relatively short overall package like that. Now, for resharpening, I would use the Stay Sharp Guide Gray Guide. You could sharpen these blades with it and get them to a really nice edge. I mean, they already feel really sharp, but that's a good way to do the resharpening. Really eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. The Juggernaut got the 9 ring. It took 170 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a bonus for being under the threshold of 200. It penetrated 6 3/4 inches. And here's the entrance hole, which is basically just the head in the closed position. It took an additional 148 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 7.04 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 35 layers, which is a 5.0 on a 10-point scale. The head's in perfect shape after the 3 shots through the MDF. And here it is after the 2 shots through the steel plate. After the first shot on the left, it was in decent shape still, which was impressive. But then on the second shot, 2 of the blades broke off, that little extra blade in the back, as well as one of the main blades. Here it is after all the durability testing, and through the steel plate, the first shot it did pretty well. The second shot, it got a bit jacked up. It lost a blade here, and then lost another blade over here that broke off. But in the center block, it held together quite well. So what'd you think? Man, I tell you, there's a lot of good strengths going for this head. You know, I wasn't sure what to expect with just so much going on. But, you know, it flew quite well. It was a lot more durable than I would have imagined. And the blades were decent sharpness and edge retention to them. It gets a good maximum cut if these blades, these extra blades open up. They don't always open up, but if the extra blades open up, you get a really nice cut. Otherwise, you still have a decent cut to them. Penetration was a bit wanting there. But, you know, no broadhead is perfect. Hey, why don't you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most with your bow hunting needs, your setup, your arrow weight, and so forth and so on, and see if this might be a really good fit for you. So stay tuned for that, as well as you can go into the description and get all the details of how it performed and all the different tests that I did. So stay tuned for the summary, and then the cumulative score, the corresponding LUS grade, and also a new thing, stay tuned for the discount codes that I can offer. I have quite a few discount codes just to save you some money when you're buying broadheads, and I also have an updated list of those discount codes in the description of every video, so I keep adding to that. I'm keeping them in alphabetical order so they're easier to find because there's getting to be so many of them. But hey, thanks so much for tuning in and for watching. David, thanks for donating another broadhead. Look forward to seeing you all next time.